I'm Eli Wintersheet, and this is Lab 5, Magnetic Braking. In this lab, we will focus on the movement of a magnet falling through a roll of aluminum foil. The system is analyzed by timing the magnet drop, by filming it, and modeling it in Glowscript. Here are the formulas that are used in the Glowscript model. We have the change in magnetic flux over time, given by this monstrosity. We have the magnetic field of a dipole on axis. We have the force due to gravity on Earth's surface. And then we also have the velocity and position update formulas. If you look over at the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the Glowscript code. I'll just walk through that real quick. Right here, I just have the geometry of the tube. So it's 1 foot long. The width of the foil is just less than a centimeter. Then we have the mu value found in Lab 3. And also the definition of the magnetic field of a dipole from Lab 3. And right here we have a function calculating the d flux dt, and then we come into this loop, and essentially we are writing code for each infinitesimal ring, and then we update the velocity and position of the bar magnet based on how the magnetic force changes with its position. And then we go ahead and plot it, and then when we run it, we can see the magnet falls through the tube, and we get this nice graph. Now some data and observations. The recorded average drop time was 1.89 seconds, and that was the one done by watching the magnet fall. And so when we come to the questions asked in the lab, when we run the program, the red is moving counterclockwise, the blue is moving clockwise, the induced current, and this is found just using the right-hand rule. And if we were to change the direction of the magnet, what we can see is that nothing would actually change. So let's see, mu hat right here would make negative, and there is no change. The time stays the same, and so does the orientation of the induced current. And then the time in the model is longer than the average drop time. We have, 2.33 seconds versus 1.89. And that's because the model doesn't rely on my magnet dropping skills and my camera watching abilities. And also, there's all sorts of other things that we don't account for in real life in this model. And so we can tell by this straight line that the forces F gravity and F magnetic are equal during the bulk of the time. We can tell because it's for the most part constant velocity, and in here is just where it's falling before it enters the tube and after it exits. So now we come to the what ifs. What if the resistivity was close to 0? And so we can do that right here. So this is the initial resistivity. It's to the power of, it's to the power of 10 to the negative 8th. So let's just change that to 10 to the negative 9th, and we can see it moves a lot slower. I'm not going to let that run, but it just moves a lot slower. But if we slow it down even more, let's say times 10 to the 98th, we can see it gets really fast, but it's going up because the resistivity is so much that it's repelling the magnet, and it'll just keep moving up forever. And so if we cut slots in the tube, the magnet would most likely go faster because there's less bulk material to resist the change in flux. So the induced current would be less. Yeah. Thank you for watching.